Hey, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. This is Miss G, 50 Shades of Glow. And I'm on Facebook also. I hope y'all are well on this Friday. Hope y'all are well. It is Friday. It just seemed like it was Monday. It blows me away. But I hope everyone's week uh, was outstanding, blessed, productive. You got some surprises along the way, some good surprises. So I want to welcome y'all. My name is Gloria, and I am the owner and operator of glampluxetravels and Experiences. Uh, it is serves Africa only travel in all 54 countries. We started um, a series October 1. I'm so excited uh, on Let's Talk About Africa because there's been so many questions about travel in the continent, um, myths to dispel, people that have been just constantly told, brainwashed through the Western media about different things about the continent. So I decided to, because I wanted to learn about every single country since I will be curating and um, assisting people to travel to the continent and not just the areas that we all always hear about. Because with that, that is marketing and money behind it. So I wanted to find the special jewels, the gems um, in the continent that no one knows about, countries that people are sleeping on. So I've been running into that. And we've had some interesting findings. So tonight, this is another interesting find. Tonight, we're talking about Somalia and talking about, I was just totally blown away. And I have to apologize to Ethiopians because I thought Somalians and Ethiopians were like cousins. No, they got issue with each other. So it's almost like, how people laugh and say, don't call uh, a Cuban a Puerto Rican. Like, I didn't know that it was like totally different. The history was that the Ethiopians, even though they're in the same region, they're in East Africa, and both of the regions are millions of years old, um, colonized by pretty much the same people. But the Ethiopians and the Somalians had some serious issues. They had wars against each other. So I didn't know it was that deep. I really thought that, and see, that's why I'm loving doing this series, that we learn and get clear on what is what, and not assuming. So i I thought they were all cousins. So I apologize for my ignorance. I really do. But they're two totally different places. And I thought, you go to Ethiopia, you go to Somalia, it's kind of the same thing. No, not at all. So Ethiopia, they're the only, no, they weren't. Ethiopia was never colonized. So let me correct myself with that. They're the only African country that was never colonized. Somalia was colonized by the British, and then by, interestingly enough, And this is the first time that I'm hearing the Italians came in. Now, Italians are on the east, um, in East Africa. A lot are in Kenya. But the Italians colonized back in the early 1900s. The British colonized like in the late 1800s. And that made it the two areas separate. So the northern part of Somalia, that's where the British ruled. And then the southern part is where um, the Italians ruled. And they actually called it Italian Somalia. Yeah, Italian Somalia. Never knew. Isn't that? Just never knew that. So it's really, really interesting. So um, again, uh, Somalia, the country, has a lot of resources, have a lot of history. But over the years with the wars, when you run into the wars and political unrest, just constant, it really tears down on the fabric of the country. And it takes the country like a very long time if they ever bounce back. And that is what is going on with Somalia, because Somalia has had civil war up and through the 90s, and they just haven't been able to bounce back, even though, they have always had ivory and gold and, those resources. And back in the day, they were part of the slave trade also. And they traded with, the colonizers. They traded the gold, ivory, slaves for spices and different other luxuries. So, but, um, they've just run into issues and they really haven't bounced back. The country is mostly Islamic and it's like 17 million people. So it's a lot of people there. But I do have to say, based on my um, based on my research, that it is struggling financially, and it really doesn't have any real infrastructure or growth, because of just the history of what is gone through. Now, the capital is Mogadishu. That is in the south. But there was a traveler, a black traveler, um, and he was sharing that he wanted to go to Mogadishu, but he had mega, mega issues um, trying to get through all the paperwork. It's not an easy place to get to. And I don't think did he ever get there? I'm not sure. They made him jump through a lot of hoops to get to Mogadishu. So he went to the northern part. I forgot what the northern part of Somalia was, but he went to the northern part, and it was, a bit more chill and less abrasive. But in Mogadishu, it was issues, and a lot of restrictions and a lot of um, security and police checkpoints. And um, it wasn't visitor friendly at all. So, with that, because we're looking through every single country to see if, you know, it's an African handbag to go as a traveler or as to live there. So, unfortunately, I'm personally giving Somalia one African Ibu handbag. because it's just too much still going on, and it's really it's not building on itself like some of the neighboring countries. You have Kenya that is doing well, and you have Ethiopia that's doing well, but Somalia is, post war and, still stuck in that state. So unfortunate, and they're not visitor friendly, tourist friendly. They still have ruins from the war that they have not. Uh, Rochelle, how are you? Welcome, 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 welcome to the Globe Tribe. This is a light night. This is the holiday, and it's a Friday, but I keep my promise, and we are on 9 p.m. every night, Monday through Friday. So I want to thank you so much. And we are talking about Somalia. And Somalia was kind of shocking, and I have to apologize to the Ethiopians because I really thought that they were almost cousins, but totally different. And they've had beef with each other, and to the point where it's wars and everything. And Somalia is its own entity. So the southern part of Somalia, they wanted, if you've heard of Somaliland, only the southern part of Somalia claims Somaliland. But like they wanted to be its own sovereign entity, but it really isn't recognized by any other place. The southern part also of Somalia is just it's just too much drama. It's a lot of drama, and yeah, it's a lot of drama, and the safety is real questionable compared to the north part. So like Mogadishu, everything like that. But since it's not visitor friendly, tourist friendly, um, the person that I was following, he was trying to book hotels. They wouldn't respond until he kind of got on the ground and he reached out to a hotel. They did book him, but it was like 150 US a night, and it was a very basic room. So they're not visitor friendly. So it's one of these places like we had, we've run across a couple of other African countries that I think on purpose, for whatever reasons, that they don't want to be exposed to the world. They want to be in their own space, doing their own thing, and nobody know their business. Hey Q, welcome. Uh, so yeah, and so this Somalia falls into this, and I thought Somalia was more developed, like on the Ethiopia thing. As so, just to give y'all a heads up, please don't call an Ethiopian a Somalian. Please don't get that confused. Do not. Hey Helen, how are you? Y'all may have to catch the replay because Somalia was very interesting. And I thought Somalia was going to be much more engaging, but it's not. It's one of those countries we've studied. We're on S's. So we've studied every single country from the A's. Um, One of my Globetrot Q's, she's in the chat. Oh, and y'all share, please. Please share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Um, yeah, that some of the countries that we've studied, we've gone over compared to other African countries. Other African countries are just thriving. even if they are landlocked, thriving. So we wonder and scratch our head why some countries are not. Like some of the countries are exactly how the Western media wants to portray Africa. When some African countries and a lot of African countries, more than we definitely expect, is chilling. They are thriving and they're doing very well. And the I follow a lot of what is it? Economists, right? I'm saying it wrong. Um, that predicts the next round of millionaires, billionaires, and in African money, trillionaires will come out of the continent of Africa in the next 10 to 20 years. So, and I see that because the United States, as we know, used to be the end all, be all, end all. But I'm just seeing, and I'm not a clairvoyant. Um, I got more common sense than book sense, but I just see that the fabric of the United States, unfortunately, has just unraveled, right? And then on top of, hey, Courtney, and on top of that, with all of the technology, and we're given like passes not to think, and there's really no rules of engagement like it used to be back in the day. You can't say anything to anybody. Everybody's so sensitive. It's all about what is all this individualism. That's very dangerous. And then the AI, now we got the AI just thinking for us. So where is the talent that is going to build this economy? I just don't see it. It's unraveling. It's unraveling quickly. When in other countries, um, the major demographic is the major demographic are people under the age of 30. It's more than 50% in the African countries, and under 30 with that are educated, that are really adding to the workforce and the economy. So I see the transition, and in about 20 years, I feel in about 20 years, so I'll be old. I'll be 80. But still, I should be around, hopefully, God, that uh, the US is slipping quick. It's slipping. We have one of the lowest um, what is it? Life expectancies, even though we spend the most money on medicine and medical. We have one of the shortest life expectancies compared to other places. Um, it's just interesting. It's just really interesting. But going back to Somalia, okay? Uh, in my research, and y'all can definitely check the because this is a short one because I thought Somalia was much more involved, and it's not. It's still you know reeking from their civil wars, and really had not been put back together, and just kind of you know just surviving. So I really don't have much on Somalia, but to share with y'all, please don't ever get a Somali and an Ethiopian mix up. That's what I'm saying. Because I think an Ethiopian will tear y'all up. Don't do that. Don't do that based on what I research. So I will who's in the chat? So I'll make sure I will get y'all what y'all need. Yeah, I will get y'all what y'all need. But I hope your week was outstanding and your weekend will be well. We are going to reconvene on Monday. But if no one knows where Somalia is, it's in the on the east in the Horn of Africa, on the east Horn of Africa, the east side. So it's next to Ethiopia, Kenya, right on there. So it's of course, they have beautiful beaches. That's probably it. But anything else, they don't really have anything tourist. And if they don't have anything tourist or um, a infrastructure for tourists, then to live there is a struggle. So um, yeah, this only gets one African handbag from me, but hopefully it will get better. Hopefully it get better. But I want everybody to have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see each other on Monday. I think on the CT. So I think Tanzania is Monday. Tanzania, because I think we're finished with the S's. So Tanzania on Monday, and I'm gonna try. See like I said, the time zones are so flipped. I can't get any. I know a lot of people over in the continent, but they're not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get on a live for like a half an hour. They're not going to do it. But I have a lot of resources, and if anyone is thinking about going to the continent, definitely DM me. Visit glampluxetravels.com. Let's set up a time to talk. My consultations are complimentary for travel. Um, and I also offer relocation services to the continent too. If you are thinking about relocating, I can assist you with that too. If you need any, I have. You can always go to the website or DM me for travel guide or and the relocation guide. And I also have some itineraries with the different places. So I got y'all. I am here for y'all. And if y'all have any requests, I would love for you to give me some feedback so I can serve y'all to the best 110% of my ability. I am here and we're all in this together. So, y'all have a great weekend. Bye, Facebook. Bye, 50 Shades of Glow. I appreciate y'all spending your Friday evening with me. Take care. Bye.